Now we're ready. That's all I need. I don't need missing. Oh my God. Beautiful tale of murder and botanical body horror. I'm actually not sorry because I didn't know this existed. Yes. Why am I so excited about all these books? Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamara Jordan, or Tammy Turns Pages, and I'm so glad that you're here and that you clicked on today's video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It is going to be a sit-down style vlog, so I'm just going to be talking to you, but basically I'm just going to be telling you my most anticipated reads over the next, I would say, 3 months. So I'm going to go from August through to November and just share, like, I think there's about 25 books that I'm really excited to read. Some of these books I was able to get as ARCs. I'm on Netgalley. I will link Netgalley below, but it's fairly simple. You just go on, type like where you're going to be reviewing the books. You type that in, and then they don't even really need like a count. I started Netgalley when I think I had like maybe 400 followers on TikTok. So yeah, they don't really need a count. Goodreads, I have like 50 followers or something. I'm very small. I'm new, but anyway, but they didn't really care about me, and I've gotten many of the books that I've actually asked for. So what I'm going to do is probably put the books here on this side or on this side that I'm speaking about. I'm going to show you the book, and then I'm going to run through the synopsis. I might not give the whole synopsis because there's like 25 books, like I said, but I'll give you a good chunk of what it's about and just, you know, maybe why I'm excited to read it. So I love videos like this. These are my favorite videos. I just like to know what's coming out. And sometimes it's things that I don't know that are coming out or that I overlooked or something like that. So I would just say get a glass of wine or some tea or whatever. I have my list here. So look at how cute this is, by the way. It's a artist that I really love. I'll link her below too. I found her on Etsy, but like I have like 10 of her things that she's done, but this is a watercolor. Anyway, okay. So let me go get my wine and I will come back and we can start talking about books. Okay, I've got it's actually sparkling kombucha, but yeah, I got my kombucha and we're ready to go. Now we're ready to go. So we're going to start with August. The first book in August that's coming out, it's coming out August 5th, and the name is The Faceless Thing We Adore. So this is just saying, I'm on Goodreads. This is a tale as old as time. Break up with your shitty boyfriend, travel to a foreign country, find yourself, and end up in a sex-fueled commune worshiping an angry god. I mean, do we need anything more than this? I think it's horror, adult, it's contemporary, it's queer, it's everything I need it to be, and yeah, I will be reading this. So this one comes out, like I said, August 5th. Okay, so the next book is called In Berlin, and it is by Eric Silverstein. Software engineer Anna Warner lives at a rapid clip, relishing her work and adopted city as much as her early morning runs. All comes undone on a sweaty August. Oh, that's kind of cool. It comes out in August too. A sweaty August evening when, in the course of a 20-minute commute, Anna goes from worrying vaguely over a sore shoulder to staggering her way into the ambulance. Oh, she has suffered a spinal stroke. Oh my God. Some of these I'm just reading the whole synopsis right now. So over the coming months, her parents join the insurance man in telling her to get ready for the life in a group home. Oh my God. Okay, this is a yes for me. So the reason I wanted to do this is because someone said it's for fans of Taylor Jenkins Reid and Abraham Versi. And I was just like, Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorites, so I'm expecting kind of like a lyrical story to take place. This is literary fiction. And yeah, just, I guess, women's fiction. So the next one is The Book of Lost Hours, and that one comes out on August 25th. This one says for fans of The Ministry of Time, which I loved, and The Midnight Library, which I loved. It says a sweeping, unforgettable novel following two remarkable women moving between post-war and Cold War era. Oh, okay. And The Mysterious Time Space, a library filled with books containing the memories of those who bore witness to history. I mean, and that's just like the little blurb. Maybe I'll do a little bit of the, okay. This is the synopsis. Enter the time space, a soaring library filled with books containing the memories of those who have passed away and accessed only by specially made watches, once passed from father to son, but mostly now in government hands. This is where 11-year-old Lisa Vett finds herself trapped in 1938, waiting for her watchmaker father to return to her. Okay. When he doesn't, she grows up among the books and specters, able to see the world only by sifting through the memories of those who came before her, as she realizes the government agents are entering the time space to destroy and maintain their preferred version of history. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to like this. She sets about saving these scraps in her own volume of memories until the appearance of an American spy named Ernst in 1948, so this is 11 years later, offers her a glimpse of the world she left behind, setting her on a course to change history and possibly time space itself. This sounds fire, period. Done. Okay, we're going to move on. So the next one is How Bad Things Can Get. And this one is by Darcy Coates. I don't know if anyone's ever read any Darcy Coates. I have. I love her work. She's so much fun, but she is... Oh, I didn't tell you what the last one was. The last one is considered like fantasy, historical fiction, romance, science fiction, time travel, and adult. So, yeah. So, like I said, we're on How Bad Things Can Get. This is horror, thriller, adult, mystery, and mystery thriller, although everyone knows. I mean, if you don't, Darcy Coates is basically a horror writer. So, it was supposed to be the party of the century. Miles of idyllic white sand beaches, lush jungles, foliage, and dark legend nobody dreamed might be true. Okay? When an online influencer and several hundred of his most loyal fans land on Prosperity Island, the plan is simple. 5 days of elaborate games, drinking, and suntan fun. A week in paradise should have been a welcome respite. The only survivor of an infamous cult, Ruth wants nothing more than to keep her head down and not draw attention. She spent decades outrunning her blood-soaked childhood, and her identity is a closely held secret. Obviously, like, things are revealed when she's there. Her past comes to light, and they start having people go missing, and there's like deadly games and stuff. Yeah, it's a yes for me. So, yeah. The last one is called The Secret Crush Book Club. So this one is actually a third in a series, but the series are interconnected standalones. I haven't read the first or second. I just care about this one. This one is romance. It's lesbian. It's queer. Obviously sapphic. It is adult. And it's a book about books, which, yes, that will get me every single time. It's fiction. It says, a dedicated single mother and a librarian with a secret write down their own sweet and sexy love story in the small town rom-com about family, friendships, and embracing the next chapter. Nothing cures a lonely heart quite like a good book. Done. I'm not even going to read the synopsis. That's enough for me. It should be enough for you. We're moving on. So now we're going to go into September. September has quite a few books, so I'm going to try to make this quick. The first one is Grave Flowers. This one is fantasy, gothic, young adult, historical, romance, historical fantasy, dark, historical fiction. This one says it's a twisty, dark royal core, which, yes, YA fantasy that takes the courtly intrigue of Hamlet and infuses it with the vicious ambition of Boleyn family. For fans of House of the Dragon, and for readers who love The Cruel Prince and Red Queen and anything Sarah J. Maas. Then it says, marry the prince and then kill him. Yeah, I love it. The next one is coming out September 9th, and this one is called You Weren't Meant to Be Human. I think, yeah, You Weren't Meant to Be Human. This is horror. It's LGBTQ+, queer, adult, science fiction, fiction, fantasy. Alien meets Midsommar in this chilling debut novel from an award-winning author, Andrew Joseph White, about identity, survival, and transformation amidst an alien invasion in rural West Virginia. Yeah, it's a yes for me. Festering masses of worms and flies have taken root in dark corners across Appalachia. I also am obsessed with Appalachian, like horror and lore, and Appalachian talk. I love Appalachian talk. Don't go on there if you don't want to be scared, though. In exchange for unwavering loyalty and fresh corpses, these hives offer a few struggling humans salvation, a fresh start. It's an offer that no one can refuse. Yeah. Yes. Our main character, I think his name is Crane, and he meets Levi, an ex-Marine and a brutal killer, and Crane is a female. But Levi gets Crane pregnant. Okay. Ooh, and the hive demands the child's birth, no matter the cost. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I want to read that one. The next book is coming out on September 23rd, and it's called The Haunting at Morsley Manor. It says a world-famous paranormal investigator, Eric Thompson. His career takes a nosedive after a particularly gruesome case which left most of his camera and crew dead. His partner and best friend also abandoned Eric, leaving him floundering. He is soon approached by a mysterious woman who has purchased the supposedly haunted but previously off-limits paranormal sleuths, Morsley Manor. To drum up publicity about the house, she hires Eric to perform and host a paranormal investigation on the premises. Done. I don't need to hear any more, but I will link, like I said, all of these below so that if you want to read further, you can. Okay, so that one is a yes for me. These are all yeses, obviously. So the next book that I really want to read is called Spit Back the Bones. This is horror. Are we sensing a theme here? For fans of, and this is coming out September 23rd. For fans of Midnight Mass, which, yes, that's how this got me, a haunting new horror romance. Something dreadful is festering in the old Thomas Bog. For years, it's done what it has been taught to do. It swallows. But it's done following orders. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis. It's been 3 years since Mila Thomas's brother Jed went missing and his case went cold. Since then, Mila has fled town, running from the voices of the dead that reach her from the depths of the old family bog, afraid she would hear her brothers among them. But when her younger sister Agatha calls her back home to celebrate her graduation, Mila can't help but return to her old haunts. When she arrives, Mila comes face to face with town reverend, who informs her that Agatha is now also missing. Oh my God. Finding her mother and the local police utterly useless, Mila opens herself up to the voices of the bog in the hopes that they will tell her where her sister is. Okay, that's a yes. Okay, so the next one is Dating After the End of the World. This one is kind of a bigger one. This is by Geneva Rose. This one is expected on September 30th. It says, there's nothing like the undead to bring the living together. An action-packed and apocalyptically romantic, genre-shattering novel by New York Times bestselling author. Okay, this is already so good. It's the end of the world, and no one saw it coming. Well, except for Casey's father. With no place left to run and danger lurking around every corner, Casey is forced to return home. Upon her arrival, this is kind of like the last one I read. Upon her arrival, she is surprised to find her dad has hunkered down with a group of survivors, including her arch nemesis, Blake Morrison, the high school bully who made Casey's teenage years a living hell. This is cute. While struggling to live on the compound, face outside threats, and survive alongside her handsome enemy. Casey will learn that although the world has ended, hers is just beginning. This is romance, zombie, science fiction, paranormal, and adult. I am here for it, period. Okay, so the next one I had to include, I know I said I wasn't going to include like bigger names, but I had to do it. This one, I had to, sorry. This is by Lila Sage, and she's one of my favorites, so I had to do it. This is called Soul Searching. I actually didn't know this was coming out until I went on Netgalley, and then I was like, what? So this is coming out September 30th. I didn't know this. This is Sweetwater Peak #1. So we're going to read this together. I haven't even read this synopsis yet. I just was like, yes, I want this. So it says, Collins Cartwright does not want to go home. Sweetwater Peak, Wyoming was supposed to be in her rearview mirror. But when she finds out a developer is trying to buy her parents' house, antique shop, out from under them, she doesn't have a choice. At least that's what she tells her family. They don't need to know she's lost her job and is out of money, or that the ghosts that have been her companions have recently gone silent. Yeah, I felt like this was going to be paranormal. But just because she's returning home doesn't mean that she has to stay away from her parents or crash on her twin sister's couch. So it doesn't mean she has to. Lucky for her, the new-to-town upholsterer has a room for rent above his store. Unluckily, it's absolutely crawling with more ghosts who are freezing her out, and Collins hates being ignored. Yes. So I think she's like a medium or something. I'm so into this. And the last one for September, this one's also kind of a bigger author. This is by Marina Enriquez. Someone is Walking on Your Grave. It's called My Cemetery Journeys. So I'm just going to do a little blurb. An enchanting, illuminating, highly professional tour of some of the most iconic cemeteries of the world. Part travelogue, part memoir, part hauntology by the author of Our Share of Night and Buenos Aires Sorceress. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's like a collection. I'm here for it. It's nonfiction, it's death, it's memoir and essays. So, yeah, I'll do it. Now we're moving on to October. Okay, so the next one is also kind of a big name, which I'm sorry, but I really like her work as well. So, yeah, hers is coming out. Oh, it's called Heart the Lover. It's by Lily King, and it is coming October 7th, 2025. It says, from the New York Times bestseller of Writers and Lovers, that's what I first found her out, and I love that book, comes a magnificent, intimate novel of desire, friendship, loss, and the lasting impact of first love. You knew I'd write a book about you someday. Our narrator understands good love stories, their secrets and subtext, their highs and their free falls. But her greatest love story, the one she lived, never followed the simple rules. In the fall of her senior year of college, she meets two star students from her 17th century lit class, Sam and Yash, best friends living off campus in the elegant house of a professor on sabbatical. The boys invite her into an intoxicating world of academic fervor, rapid-fire banter, and raucous card games. Okay? They nickname her Jordan. And she quickly discovers the pleasures of friendship, love, and her own intellectual ambition. Useful passion is unpredictable, though, and she finds herself at the center of a charged and intricate triangle. Ooh. As graduation comes and goes, choices made will alter these three lives forever. Yep, done. I'm reading it, period. Next one is called The Scammer, and this one is by Tiffany Jackson. So it says, Tiffany Jackson delivers another stunning, ripped from the headlines thriller following a freshman girl whose college life is turned upside down when her roommate's ex-convict brother moves into their dorm and starts controlling their every move. Done. That's all I need. I don't need to read anymore. Yes. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing it. The next one comes out October 14th, and it's called My Lips, Her Voice. A grandmother, tormented by visions, tried to warn the town, but no one listened. Now a haunted inheritance has passed to her granddaughters, Audrey and Mara. When Mara's body is discovered in the old mine, Audrey fears her grandmother's premonition is manifesting. The nightmare begins as Mara's spirit returns, lurking under Audrey's skin. Okay, yes. Hellbent on vengeance and desperate to rekindle things from her former girlfriend, Zadie. Willing to hijack Audrey's body to get whatever she wants, Mara drags them both into a deadly pursuit. Yes. Yes. Okay. So that one's a yes also. Okay, this next one is called Final Cut by Olivia Worley. This is YA. It's thriller, mystery, fiction, horror, and it comes out October 28th. The set of a low-budget slasher film turns into a real-life horror movie in this twisty, wicked blend of Scream meets the reappearance of Rachel Price. Yeah, I'm not going to read any more than that. Like, that's... yes. Okay. This is a yes. It's YA, but yes, this is a yes. So, yeah. Okay, this is also a big author. Sorry. It's hard because there's so many big authors that are coming out with new books anyways, but I feel like I haven't heard about this one, so maybe you guys haven't either. This one is by Alex E. Harrow. She's incredible. She's the one who wrote Starling House. She also wrote the Witches one. I think it's just called The Witches. I don't know. The Once and Future Witches. I read that one too. Anyway, it's called The Everlasting. It comes out October 28th. It says, from New York Times bestselling author Alex E. Harrow comes a moving and genre-defying adventure through time as a reluctant lady knight and a not-so-heroic historian will fight through time and space to rewrite their tragic fates and finally reveal the truths hidden beneath the greatest legend ever told. Yeah, I'm just going to read anything she writes because I love her, so... Okay, the next one is coming out October 28th, and it is called Hazelthorn. This is by C.G. Drews. I actually was lucky enough to get this arc right when it was announced, and I was also lucky enough to get the arc that they wrote the previous year. Does that make sense? This is horror, fantasy, gothic, young adult, queer, LGBTQ, which was like the last one as well. All right, let me read it. C.G. Drews, acclaimed author of Don't Let the Forest In. If you haven't read it, read it. It's fabulous. Returns with another deeply unsettling and yet hauntingly beautiful tale of murder and botanical body horror, perfect for fans of Andrew Joseph White. We Have Always Lived in the Castle. And We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I think that's by Shirley Jackson. Evander has lived like a ghost in the forgotten corners of the Hazelthorn estate ever since he was taken in by his reclusive billionaire guardian, Byron Lennox Hall, when he was a child, for his safety. Evander has been given 3 ironclad rules to follow. He can never leave the estate, he can never go into the gardens, and most importantly, he can never, ever again be left alone with Byron's charming, underachieving grandson, Laurie. The last rule has been in place ever since Laurie tried to kill Evander 7 years ago, and yet somehow Evander is still obsessed with him. But when Byron suddenly dies, Evander inherits Hazelthorn's immense Gothic mansion and acres of sprawling grounds, along with the entirety of Lennox Hall's family's vast wealth. There's just one caveat. He must choose a new guardian from amongst Laurie's scheming, backstabbing relatives to help manage the estate until he turns 18. Yeah. Okay, and then we are on to November. I only have a few books left, so let's finish this up. The first one is also by a kind of well-known author, Fallen City by Adrienne Young. I'm actually not sorry because I didn't know this existed until I went, like I said, on NetGalley. I didn't know this one existed either. Adrienne Young, she is most known for her The Unmaking of June Farrow, which I was able to get last year as an arc, which is incredible, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this one. But I've read most of her books at this point. This is fantasy, young adult, romance, mythology, romantasy, fiction. She's also the one who wrote like the Fable, like the 2 books that Fable, like Namesake, and they go together. And then I think there's another one. I think there's 3 now. I haven't read those though. All right. It says, in the great walled city of Isara, political turmoil ignites a rebellion of 100 years in the making. But when a legionnaire falls in love with a magistrate's daughter, their love will threaten the fate of the city and the will of the gods. Yes. Yes, please. I will take one. Okay, so the next one is kind of lighthearted. This is an author I don't know. This is The Weekend Crashers. It's a novel by Jamie Brenner. It says, a knitting retreat gets naughty in this humorous and poignant novel about love, second chances, and the unyielding bonds between mothers and daughters. Maggie Hodges and her daughter, Piper, are looking forward to a restful knitting retreat in the picturesque village of New Hope, Pennsylvania, but instead they are surprised to find themselves sharing their charming Riverside Inn with a rowdy bushcraft bachelor party. Undaunted by the clash of interests and personalities, Maggie suggests a lighthearted competition, a battle of crafts. That's why I wanted to do this one. That sparks a rivalry between the two groups, and perhaps something more. But as the weekend unfolds, old mistakes and buried resentments begin to surface, threatening to destroy Maggie and Piper's cherished connection. Yes, please. This one is called The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. This one also comes out November 4th. A woman must confront the evil that has been terrorizing her street since she was a child in this gripping haunted house novel. Perfect for the fans of The Last House on Needless Street. That's why I chose this, because I love that. And Tell Me I'm Worthless, which I have not read, but is on my TBR. So, yep. On an otherwise ordinary street in Chicago, there is a house, an abandoned house where once upon a time terrible things happened. The children who lived on this block are told by their parents to stay away from the house. But of course, children don't listen. Children think it's fun to be scared, to dare each other to go inside. Jessie Campanelli did what many older sisters do and dared her little brother Paul. But unlike all the other kids who went inside that abandoned house, Paul did not return. His 2 friends, Jake and Richie, said that the house ate Paul. Of course, adults don't believe that. Adults never believe what kids say. They thought someone kidnapped Paul or otherwise hurt him. They thought Paul had disappeared in a way that was ordinary and explainable. The disappearance of her little brother broke Jessie's family apart in ways that would never be repaired. Jessie grew up and had a child of her own, kept living on the same street where the house that ate her brother sat, crouched and waiting. And darkness seemed to spread out from that house, a darkness that was alive and hungry. Yes. Why am I so excited about all these books? Okay, yes. So, and it's horror, obviously. Okay, so the next one is by Kate Goldbeck. She is kind of a more famous author. This one comes out November 18th, and it's called Daddy Issues. Sometime love shows up where you least expect it, right next door. A jaded 20-something is stuck at home, her life on pause, when a single dad becomes her new neighbor and unexpectedly sets her life and heart into motion in this modern love story from the best-selling author of You Again. I'll read it. And then the last one, this one also comes out November 18th, and this one's called Secret Nights and Northern Lights. This is by Megan Oliver. I don't know her work. I've never heard of her before. This is romance and contemporary adult. Childhood best friends and first loves are reunited, that's why I chose it, second chance romance, on a make-or-break work trip to Iceland, with old feelings coming to the surface in this charming romance from, that's why I don't know her, debut author Megan Oliver. Yeah. So let me know what you're reading or what you're hoping to read in these next few months. And I hope you like this video. I really like kind of doing this kind of sit-down style video, with wine or kombucha, whatever, and just kind of chatting. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.